we've been enjoying some wonderful moments from LWT drama, regional programming, entertainment and sport. And we couldn't think of a better way to end our birthday weekend than to ask you to select your favourite bits from the past 30 years. And this is the result. Simply the best.
Hi there, I'm Brian Conley. You know, a market like this has a lot more in common with London Weekend than you think. They're both highly popular, attracting millions of people each year, and they both provide something for everyone. It's fashion, drama, comedy, music. In fact, the only thing you don't get in a marketplace are major TV personalities. All right, love? You know, LWT have been making great television programmes for the last 30 years, and just to prove it, I've got here the TV Times, dated the 2nd of August, 1968. Dear old Max on the front. I want to tell you a story. Right, and what we got on? We've got a documentary on Humphrey Bogart, we've got Frost on Friday, and we've got a programme here presented by Frank Muir entitled We Have Ways of Making You Laugh. And I love this story because apparently 15 seconds into the programme, the screen went dark due to an industrial dispute. Yeah, all right, very funny. Anyway, LWT has gone on to create some of television's most memorable programmes. You could say it's the very best from the very best. All we ask is for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy LWT's greatest moments selected by you, the viewers. So if you don't like it, it's your own fault.
What advice would you give to a new television company?
I'd just, my advice to you is make me a partner and I'll help you a lot.
Tom Jones! Are you the real Tom Jones, the singer? Oh, you're driving people crazy in America. Oh, look at that, what a body with muscles and everything. The real Tom Jones, Michael. Yeah, it's not unusual.
Cheers, Charlie. Where did you do your stretch?
Scrubs.
Eh?
Wormwood Scrubs.
Yeah, that's big alliance when you went in. You were in the open neck.
Greetings and welcome to Aquarius.
Thank you, high-class Humphrey.
Excuse me, hello. Can you tell us how you got those keys that you sold upstairs? Watch it, you're going to run somebody down.
Keep it peeled.
Where those aborted scenes generally get buried is in the cutting room, in a pile of cans marked NG tape.
Stand by Slade with Mama World Crazy Now. Cue music and
Is it that television audiences like as much sex as possible in their commercials? Or is it that most television producers are weirdos? Well, the answer, of course, is yes and yes.
And yes, we've got loads of surprises for a lot of people in our studio audience tonight. So watch out, watch out. There's a surprise about.
Black Beauty.
Black Beauty.
Yeah.
Black Beauty.
Agatha Christie, Poirot.
That one.
Just William. Yeah, Just William. I remember that from when I was a kid.
I used to read the books and then watch the television with Bonnie Langford.
Bonnie Langford.
Oh, I'll scream and scream and scream until I'm sick.
William, darling, I saw you from the window, so I escaped. Nurse was reading a book, so I escaped. Oh, William, darling, play with me again, do.
Go away. We aren't playing girls' games.
We did yesterday.
That was yesterday. Go away. We don't like girls.
William does. He said he did. He said he liked all little girls. He said he wished he was a little girl. He kissed me and played fairies with me.
Oh, never.
Oh, you did!
Catweasel, definitely Catweasel.
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 Whiskery and wonderful.
See, Touchwood, 'tis the way we came and the way back. And yet, I fear it. So cold, so deep. Courage, courage, Catweasel.
I did watch The Little Princess.
The Little Princess, I sort of remember.
Little Princess.
I can remember Nigel Havers in that.
What are you looking at?
Statue of Conley. It's just like
Like what?
Papa's.
What was his name?
Crew. Captain Ralph Crew.
You see, it was your papa's. I was the friend you thought had betrayed him. And I've been searching all over Europe for you. Ever since he died. And all the time, you were just next door.
Terrorhawks.
Terrorhawks.
Oh, I vaguely remember Terrorhawks.
Terrorhawks, stay on this channel. This is an emergency.
We know what's in store for our little earthlings, don't we?
I think Metal Mickey was my most favourite.
Metal Mickey.
Big
Very
silver
big.
robot thing.
Very
isn't
big.
it?
Be careful. Up a bit. Left a bit. That's the power.
Blind date.
Yeah, blind date.
Blind date. Please tell everybody your name and where you come from.
My name's Claudia and I'm from London.
OK, my third question. I'd love to own a nightclub. If the cabaret failed to turn up one night... how would you keep the customers entertained for me? Dare I ask you number 3?
Well, definitely I'd sing, and when you see me, you'll know why I'm singing this song. I'm every woman.
You bet.
You bet.
You bet, Matthew Kelly. That was good. Yeah.
The bus will be attached to this winch, which will be driven by the power generated by Steve's bike. 20 seconds! 15 seconds! 10 seconds! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Game for a Laugh.
Game for a Laugh with Matthew Kelly.
With Joey Beadle.
Henry Kelly.
Sarah somebody.
Sarah Kennedy.
What about this last one? What do you think's in there, then? Don't look, don't look, don't look. It's remote tactile.
Gladiators, all right.
Yeah, Gladiators are okay.
I like the Gladiators, actually.
Bruce Forsyth.
Bruce Forsyth, I like.
Play your cards right.
Higher. Higher than a 2, a 7. Depends how you feel. You're going for it. Higher than a 7, an ace. Lower than an ace, a 2. And for the match,
Beadle's about.
Beadle's about, yeah.
Jeremy Beadle.
Who dropped a fan on my head?
Sister,
Can you pull that up for me?
Did you know about this?
After the break, we've got favourite dramas that had the audiences crying, favourite sitcoms that had the audiences laughing, and shows that had the audiences crying with laughter, with moments that were definitely not all right on the night.
Do you know, I've never actually said this to anybody, very rarely in real life, and certainly never on television, but Nigel, your flies are undone.
Excuse me, officer, is it all right if we take your photograph? No, będzie powiedziała.
Will you take your photograph?
On nie odpowiada, to ja...
Yeah, it's gonna laugh.
Honey, come on. Good girl.
Yeah, it used to be really annoying. I mean, I'd go in all fired up to choose something a bit daring, you know, a bit special. I'd see the ones I really wanted. But of course, then they tell you the cost of the lenses. And bingo, suddenly they're miles too pricey, and I'd have to choose another pair. I'm just glad when you can see what's what, you know, up front.
At Specsavers Opticians, we have a clear pricing policy. All our spectacles are displayed at prices including frames, plus our single vision lenses. So you know the complete price before you buy. Specsavers Opticians. Now you can believe your eyes.
Unlucky day? Tell someone about it.
First of all, I was late, and then while I was running down the street, I slipped into...
BT, it's good to talk.
Get ready for the big kick-off with Football, the Sun's free 24-page magazine for the coming season. Dedicated to the people of Britain.
Did you know ultra-low sulfur reduces by as much as 90%?
I said, did you know that Elf's new ultra-low sulfur diesel reduces sulfur emissions by as much as 90%?
Elf ULSD. It won't cost you the earth.
New
Man Oh Man, next Saturday, 6:55, ITV.
Welcome back to some of LWT's most memorable moments. Coming up, we've got some riveting drama, we've got some moments that were definitely not all right on the night, some highlights from current affairs, but right now, some classic scenes from classic sitcoms.
On the buses. My favourite of all time.
On the buses.
There was obviously Butler. He was the star.
What was the lady's name on the buses? With the glasses? Olive.
My dear good woman! What do you think you're doing? You're supposed to be putting a nappy on it, not teaching it judo.
Well, it's not easy, because the ends don't meet. That's it, isn't it?
You can't do that to a kid. Give us it here. I mean, even a baby can't get in that position.
Why not? Arthur can.
Can he?
Yeah, he was doing it last night in the bedroom.
I like that. There must be more to your married life than I thought, mate. I really like that, please, sir.
Please, sir.
Please, sir. John Alderton. With John Alderton. That was very good.
I'm Miss Ewell, the assistant head.
Oh, hello. Hello. I'm Smith. Everyone calls me Smithy.
You may use this cupboard.
Oh, good. Well,
Not now. Here's your syllabus. School rules.
I say, this is a bit revolutionary, isn't it?
Revolutionary.
Yeah, well, Rule 3. While not expressly forbidden, smoking is not advocated. Now, surely that's tantamount to encouraging the children to smoke.
That is a rule for members of the staff, Mr. Hedges.
Idiot.
Quite.
There was one ages ago with Lenny Henry in it.
Foster's.
It's very funny, very amusing.
I think that probably started him off.
Daddy, you're locked somewhere in the 19th century. I'm going downstairs to wait for Matthew.
Now, you hold on, young lady. You're not going anywhere.
Mother!
Samuel, Shirley is a good girl.
Yes, and she's going to stay that way.
Bye, everybody. Don't wait up for me tonight, here? Because tonight I'm going to be out a long time.
It's all right for him to go out for a date and not me.
Because he ain't my daughter, I don't have to worry about him.
Well, he's going out with somebody's daughter.
Then let her father worry.
Fine romance, yes. A fine romance. I used to have to tear up to through Ealing Broadway to get home in time to see it before I learned to work the video.
Will you unzip me?
Pardon?
Will you unzip me? I want to change.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, of course.
Go on. I mean, go on with what you're talking about.
What about?
Us.
What are you going to change into?
What's that got to do with it?
That's a pointer. I'm looking for a pointer, really.
Mike, that's really up to you.
Yes, you're quite right.
Where are you going?
I'm going to move the van off the double yellow.
Faith in the future.
A rebellious attitude towards her mum.
With Linda Bellingham.
It was good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, Mum. Caroline, you remember my mother. She's menopausal. Mum, you remember Caroline. She's married to a moron. And I'm Hannah. My boyfriend's gone to Australia, but I'm dealing with it. Thank you for asking.
Doctor at Large.
You remember Doctor at Large?
Yeah. Yeah, I like Doctor at Large. That was good.
I like anything with doctors in it.
Doctor at Large and Doctor... Well, when all the young doctors first started.
Right, who we got there?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Am I teaching you today?
Yes.
Oh, if I'd known that, I would have worn a suit of armour and taken a tranquilizer. How did it happen?
I'm very sorry. I was holding the door open like this to let the others through. Then I let go.
You two. So look, if any more patients come in, I want you to take their name and find out what's wrong with them, OK? I don't know how you do it.
Well, don't...
You tripped over a student, you OK?
Yeah. Was she nice?
You're all right.
Hello, good morning, and welcome again to Weekend World.
Then we only have one weapon left, and that's to force a position where a general election would be called. And I would welcome it, because I don't accept the fact that a lot of people...
You are now...
Well, I wish you would.
I dispute the right of any minority group.
Don't talk to me about a minority group. I represent more damn men than you represent. Your own constituency is only about 60,000. I happen to have 250,000. Don't talk to me about minority groups, mate.
They're always trying to pinpoint what happened, why the Beatles split up, right? Well, the Beatles were splitting up themselves, you know, disintegrating is the word for it. And I think the Klein-Eastman situation really pushed it over the hill.
What those clips of Gormley and Lennon show from the Weekend World was here was a programme that actually made news. It didn't just report it, and politicians fought to get on it in a slot where previously most people didn't bother to watch the telly at that time. The contrast with the 6 o'clock show is quite interesting, because that's a more laid-back and relaxed affair altogether. And it gave people a chance to be human.
Are you hooked on the veggie? Because I've got to ask you that, because we've got some here, and I'd never heard of Vegemite before today.
Oh, no. You've
honestly,
fallen for the Vegemite trick.
Yeah, I'm going to pass it around. Is it really that good?
Watch him eat it, viewers. Watch him eat it. Now, this is, this is...
Has this been tampered with? What do you say, Ken?
We know what goes in it, see?
It's like Marmite with ether added to it.
And later on, there's the London programme, which once again allowed me a chance to challenge the government for an election.
And you were saying earlier you feel firmly that you would win another election.
If they really think there is support for what they're doing, let them fight a GLC election with their party against our policies. And if you look really closely, you can see a very interesting name there as a TV researcher. The high point of any politician's career was being invited on the Warden interview. If you could survive that, you could survive anything. You might not answer the question, as Mrs. Thatcher doesn't, or you might even survive when you shouldn't, as with the super crook Robert Maxwell.
I'm sentimental. I care for people. I try to help them. Most of the time that I get in trouble with is because I can never say no. People ask me to help them. For instance, if I were a woman, I'd be pregnant all the time because I can never say no.
You make yourself sound like Santa Claus.
Well, quite often...
Now, come on, you're as hard as nails, Bob, aren't you? But I have to put it back to you, and you know what I do, because everybody's going to ask you about this again and again. He was unassailable, you say. You were in agreement, you say. Everything was going well, you say. And he said to you, Margaret, you have got to get rid of Alan Walters. Why didn't you and keep your Chancellor?
Nigel had determined to go. I made it quite clear that advisors are there to give advice. Ministers are there to decide. You have asked me, Brian, the same question about 5 times, and I have given you the same answer. If you continue to ask that same question, I shall continue to give you the same answer.
Warden Star has become the norm, and here we can see it with Dimbleby.
Would you flinch from raising taxes, aside from taxes on personal rates of income?
I'm not going to start writing a budget.
I'm not asking you to.
No, you are.
I'm not. I'm asking you a matter of principle. Do you flinch from the principle of raising taxes?
I'm sorry. I'm going to answer it in my own way, if you don't mind.
But that may
you
mislead people, because they might think you're avoiding the question.
It's not.
But also in London Weekend Television, they never forgot that news is made by real people. And often it's real people that can speak the truth more directly than any politician ever can. And people have carried on using television to get their point across and show how they live. Summer on the Estate and Airline were dramatic breakthroughs in fly-on-the-wall journalism.
But I do know someone's caring, that's the only point about it.
Right.
Annie, someone's caring.
Right, I'll see you later.
So that's a lot now for now.
So why have you just sold me 600 fags if I can't smoke one? Come on, that's not on that. You've just sold me, you've taken my money off me for 600 fags and I can't smoke one. Why?
Listen, I take your point, but they sell condoms in boots. Need I say more?
Upstairs, downstairs.
Upstairs, downstairs was excellent.
My brothers used to like that and they're much older. That was their favourite thing. Anything in the old period is top of my list anyway.
Mrs. Bridges, Ruby, there will be luncheon upstairs.
What?
Edward, leave that silver. Come in here at once. Look sharp now.
Captain James decided to stay in then, has he?
Impudence.
Captain James has ordered luncheon in the dining room at 1:15 for himself and the typist.
It's not.
You heard what I said, Mrs. Bridges.
Oh, trust Captain James. He's got an eye for her now, has he?
This is not a matter for jest, Edward. Go and lay 2 places in the dining room. Hurry up now.
Wine glasses or tumblers, Mr. Hudson?
Tumblers, Edward, and a jug of barley water.
What in the name of heaven am I supposed to give him to eat, eh?
Yeah. Wish me luck, yes. Took us right back to our day. Yes.
Well, I like Wish Me Luck.
Well, it was about the last war and espionage and resistance.
Bouquet of barbed wire with Frank Finley.
Bouquet of barbed wire. I mean, that was 20 years ago, and I remember that still now.
It was dark and horrible and incestuous and nightmare-y, yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do. I just never dared to say it before. You're in love with Prue. Not me or your wife, just Prue. You can't bear her being married. You can't bear her being pregnant. You don't want me as a person, you just want someone to take your mind off her. But nobody can, because you're obsessed with her. As long as she lives, you'll be thinking about her and wanting her back. You're going to ruin her life. What chance has her marriage got with you breathing down her neck all the time? Or your marriage, for that matter? Or my future? I can't sit around being a substitute for Prue.
Oh, look, I love my daughter. And I want the best for her, but that's all.
We have to stop telling lies and pretending it won't solve anything. Can't you see that?
But I leave first thing in the morning.
Oh, I remember the Charmer, Nigel Havers.
Nigel Havers, I would say, in The Charmer.
I think he's an excellent actor. Hello, Donald. What are you doing here?
I'm in at, what they say in hunting circles, the death. Yes, I think I can say I'm in at the death. Faintest idea what you're talking about. Ralph, haven't you got the picture yet? This train is taking you straight to prison. What do you mean? Why are you here? Because until you came into my life, I was content. Until you violated the woman I loved and respected above all else in the world. That's why I'm standing here. That's why I will not rest until I see you gone from this earth.
Lily. Lily Langtry.
Lily Langtry was good.
That was nice. Her life, wasn't it, Lily Langtry?
Oh, yes, it was.
Yes, we enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Among the phenomena of the London scene known as the professional beauties, a new star has arisen to dim all the others, Mrs. Edward Langtry. A vision never to be forgotten, the coloring brilliant and at the same time delicate. Public pets may be objectionable, but few could so well have survived the ordeal of public admiration and remain so natural as Mrs. Langtry.
That's marvelous.
Let me see it.
It's very flattering.
Nonsense. It's merely a pale reflection of the original.
You didn't get to the end of it. I quote, Mrs. Langtry and the other professional beauties have a rival in the shape of a beautiful youth named Oscar Wilde, a poet and an aesthete. He must look as lovely as a yellow cat having a fit in a dish of stewed tomatoes. Well, what do you think of that?
It's not very well written.
London's burning.
London's burning.
London's burning, yeah. Hunky men.
God, blimey, look at this one.
It's like a blitz.
Here we go.
Keep calm, we'll be up with you as soon as we can.
There's a man in the yard. I saw him from my window.
All right, get your family clear. We'll down there. Jaffa, take this down to the end. We'll walk down to you. Jaffa! Big Font's 12! Rock up!
Beautiful song that I once had the privilege of singing with the great Tom Jones. He was on the radio and I was in the bath.
You do.
Oh, so sorry, Mike. Sorry. Oh, Mike, I shall be in the papers tomorrow.
Yeah, that was me. A classic Conley cock-up. I hit the drummer with a microphone, almost woke him up. You see, we all like to see those embarrassing moments when things don't go entirely to plan. Most of them end up on the cutting room floor, but some, like that one, had to go out, which can be very embarrassing. So let's see some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Reed. Gin and orange?
Sort of.
On a slightly more serious note, Frank, of course. Oh, Frank.
Oh, that'll go down in history as one of the cock-ups.
Just for one moment, you will, by not letting people like that guy speak, by laughing childishly when you manage to say a four-letter word on television, big deal.
OK, man, how many times have you said a four-letter word on television?
Never, and I hope I never will, because it's so pathetic and so childish and so pointless, and we'll be right back.
Don't touch that clicker, because after the break we'll be looking at some of LWT's most memorable comedy performers. We'll also be looking at their most notorious cops and robbers. Trust me, in this selection there'll be no baddies, only goodies.
My brother's a hero.
Marco. Grande uomo.
A champion. Everybody loves him. He's the reason I own a bar. Every year we have a mad race. When he reaches the point, I start the clock. Marco against the pint. They expect. But I'm getting older, he says. One day I'll lose, he says. Don't worry, I say. You'll never lose. It takes 119.5 seconds to pour the perfect pint. Guinness. Good things come to those who wait.
The original Fantasy Football League has moved to the Times, with a share of £100,000 to be won. See tomorrow's free supplement.
Where can you get a choice from 3 starters and 3 main courses for under a £5? A little chef goes a long way.
Start with Gillette for Women and be ready for anything. Ready to begin? Gillette for Women. Are you ready to feel soft, feel smooth, feel beautiful? Gillette for Women. Are you ready?
Welcome back. Now, in this part of the show, we get to see Melvin's memorable moments. We renew acquaintances with some of LWT's best-loved detectives, and we get a look at some classic clips of comedies from some great comedy performers. I can't tell you my favourite. Modesty forbids.
Johnny Ball? Yeah. Bobby Cannon. Go and see the wheel. Cannon and Ball? Bobby Ball.
How are you, Tommy? Good God, they put his ears in plaster as well. It's hot in here, Tommy. Look at this. This milk bottle's melted. I've turned the heating down. Oh, your ears are better now.
No, they're not. What do you want?
I've come to see you, Tommy. I bet you're glad, aren't you?
They just go away.
Hey, Tommy, we all miss you at home. Doreen Macclesfield sends her love.
Doreen Macclesfield sends everyone a love. Anyway, they have special parcel rates for her, and I don't want to see you.
What?
It's your fault I'm in here. You pushed me over that wall.
You got what you wanted?
What?
A leg up.
Oh. Do me a favour, right? Now you're here. Get to the foot of the bed and wind that handle. The leg's killing me.
Right, Tommy. I can't get it started.
Don't be stupid. Wind me up.
Why? Are you feeling run down?
Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore. It's crazy, don't check.
No, Michael, relax, man. I'll take it off you.
What do you mean, relax, man?
If you pass it over, I can do that. Do that.
Let me do it for you.
No, you relax.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
What's your problem, man? What's your problem, man? You slow down.
No, I'm slowing down.
You slow down the boat, man.
Right down.
You have to relax and get
relaxed.
When I go see she come in the ring and give him a bomb. You see my thing. Let me just stop you there.
No.
Let me give you a madama. What, you're always like this? They are.
Relax, man, relax. Yes. It's okay, it's okay.
It has to be Hale and Pace.
Hey, Pace. Those two geezers just crack you up.
Stanley Baxter was good.
I like Stanley Baxter.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yes, extremely talented.
Potage à la bonne femme, les fruits de mer.
What?
Fruits of the sea.
Whatever's that?
Oh, scallops to you.
You and all, Mrs. Bridges.
Oh, now, roast quail sounds nice. I wonder if his lordship would fancy a little game tonight.
I know him, he would. Honest, Mrs. Bridges has made suggestions to me I wouldn't even take from my own father. There was never no funny business when Sir Richard Bellamy was alive.
Oh, we've seen some comings and goings, to be sure.
Oh, I wish things didn't have to change. This house is so full of memories. Remember the night that I came to you and told you that the old Queen had gone?
Yes, and I told you not to speak so disrespectful of Mr. Abs.
Bruce Forsyth.
Bruce Forsyth.
He's a great favourite of mine, but not of yours.
I can do one talking impression. Oh, well, please do it. Really, one talking impression, but this is a very famous comedy actor. Famous comedy actor, yes? Claude Hulbert.
Claude who?
No, not Claude who. Claude Hulbert. Hulbert. One of our funniest comedy actors. What? And he loves it in the violin section. He's been laughing at it all day, yes. I think his mother was frightened by a lamb. But anyway... I'll do a good impression of him as well. All day he's been like... You. OK, here's Claude Hulbert. This is a famous scene from that beautiful British comedy. It was called Sailors 3, all right? And he was at the bar, and he had hold of the bar rail, and this is the immortal line, right? No, thank you very much. Glass of milk, please.
Russ Abbott, yeah.
I do like Russ Abbott.
Terrific, terrific.
They say our love won't pay the rent before it's time. Our money's always spent.
We won't have a lot. Least I'm sure of all the things we've got.
I've got you, baby. I've got you, baby.
Brian Conley. Brian Conley, that's it. Brian Conley's show.
I'm happy.
This week's winner is Doreen Parker. That's not a real name, it's just a pen name. Isn't it, Parker? Laugh, laugh, laugh. It's a puppy. It's a puppy. And in fact, this poem is dedicated to Larry. It goes something like this. If I had Larry here with me, I know what I would do. I'd take him to the pictures and sometimes to the zoo. I'd hug him and I'd kiss him and I'd give him lots of love. And then I'll skin the loafer and I'll make an oven glove. This is a puppy.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of
Well, Aquarius was a very lively programme. Humphrey Burton had come from the BBC. He'd worked on Monitor, as I had, with Hugh Weldon. And he had the good fortune to work with Russell Harty, who did the Hello Dolly programme, which was very vivid and vivacious, and I think a bit too kind to Dolly. but it was certainly a memorable programme. Well, we started the South Bank show in order to do something that I don't think had been done in British television, and it was surprising that we did it on commercial television, which was to bring the very best artists from all over the world, from popular music, classical music, from comedy through opera to dance to painting, right across the range, to bring them to the people of this country. And that's what we've been doing for 21 years. And we've done many great figures, one of whom, of course, was Laurence Olivier.
This was the original, would be the original. Then, as I say, Michel Saint-Denis in his reign brought it to about there.
Yeah.
And then I went absolutely mad and brought it right out to here, getting rid of seats.
What made you
stopping us
why
getting
did you push
in.
it right out?
Because I believed in the thing of unification, and having an orchestra pit between you and that destroyed that utterly. But what I did this time was wreck the theatre. I'm sorry to have to admit it. It was perfectly true. Look how close it is to the circle. We've lost now. What happens now is you stand here, you're playing a scene with me. We go straight against that wall there, and the sound has to go like that, and then get out over there. Now, here, you've got this beautiful cigar shape, absolutely superb Victorian theatre. You cannot miss everything there.
So you ruined it?
I wrecked it. Absolutely ruined it. I'm terribly sorry, everybody.
Well, I was absolutely convinced that the South Bank show could be serious about Laurence Olivier and about Stephen Sondheim and about great composers like Walton and Britten and about great writers like Bellow and Mailer, but also about great popular figures like Billy Conley and Barry Humphries, for instance.
It was Orsino in Twelfth Night, the most unlikely bit of casting. You had that wonderful line, hadn't you? If music be the food of love, play on. It's a very good line, but somehow I got a laugh on it. I think it had something to do with my tights.
But I'll say this for Mary. There is a talent there. I'd love to see him in Ibsen or Strindberg or something like that. I think he'd be good if people didn't giggle, because there's something a little bit ridiculous about him.
Basically a serious program doing writers and artists and painters and dancers and opera singers and so on. But I also am completely insistent that we do people in popular culture, popular music, popular dance, because who knows? They're certainly artists, and who knows what might last. They give enormous numbers of people great pleasure, and so we do them with a whole heart. Flatley is often written off by serious critics, but he's an extraordinary dancer, an extraordinary person.
I'm absolutely exhausted when I come off the stage. The first thing I have to do is put my head and my hands and my feet into a big tray of ice to bring my body temperature down again, because you know, everything starts swelling. You can feel the pulse all the way through your body, all the way to your fingers and your toes. You go past the point every night. I mean, doing an encore is more than we should have to do, but doing 2 and 3 encores, that takes its toll physically, emotionally, mentally. That audience is sucking the energy out of you.
Professionals.
I remember the Professionals.
Yes, used to watch the Professionals. My dad used to love it.
Will you just stop a minute? Will you just stop and talk for 1 minute, Bodie? Listen. We'll have to have a stand-up fight before I get through to you. You want to get yourself arrested for brawling in public? Terrific. And I think Carly would like better than to see you safely out of the way till all this is over.
Look, I know what you're talking about. Eh? But don't worry, I'll not embarrass anyone. Okay?
Poirot ones I thought were excellent.
I used to watch Poirot all the time.
Yeah. David Suchet was marvellous in the part. I think he was Poirot.
Excellent.
Yes.
He's an extremely good actor. He went to the same school as my son.
What on earth are you wearing?
I do not know what you mean, Hastings.
We're wearing scent.
Nonsense, Hastings. I am wearing the discreet, manly cologne that I purchased from Monsieur Trumper.
For 5 guineas.
5 guineas? I thought it was all his haircuts for a year.
That is enough. The office of Poirot is closed for business. Miss Lemon, cover up your typewriter. Good day to you, Chief Inspector Sharp. And Hastings, will you please go home and nurse your unfortunate affliction?
Within these walls?
I really like Within These Walls, but I particularly like Googie Withers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Googie Withers.
Withers.
Yes, yes, he was.
Now, this has gone far enough, Kane. I want you to take down that barricade and come out of there immediately. You're in enough trouble as it is without making it worse.
I'm doing 15 years. It can't get any worse than that.
Well, do you think that this behavior will get you out any sooner? And what about the others? Is it fair on them?
I'm doing life in this stinking hole. What more do you think you can do to me?
Well, if you insist on behaving in such a stupid manner, at least let Mrs. Armitage out.
Hear that? Old Strong Army is our protection. Ain't ya?
I think you better...
Shut up. You're a screw. You don't know how to think. If it ain't in the rule book, it don't exist for you.
Newell, you're a sensible girl. Can't you make them see how futile all this is?
This rotten prison that's futile, not us. It seems we're staying put, and so is Armitage.
Dempsey Makepeace really springs to mind.
Glynis Barber.
She was really gorgeous, everyone liked her, and he was a right hero, running around, you know, doing their stuff with the guns and that.
Who do you think you are anyway, huh? Red Cross Battalion? You're charging here, you're not even armed!
Don't tell me you're complaining.
You know, Makepeace, you're a lousy cop, and you're a worse driver.
If there's any shortcoming in my ability to do my job, it's because I have to be shackled to you while I'm doing it.
Shackled to me, huh? That's not a bad idea. Would that be day and night?
Heaven forbid.
Look at this. What in hell do you call this, Dempsey? Don't you know where you are yet? This is Wandsworth, not Chicago.
Hey, you can't blame me for this. I wasn't driving.
Well, we called this show Simply the Best, and who can argue with that? With London Weekend, you get to see more stars than Patrick Moore can through his telescope, and nowhere more so than in those audience whiffs. We're going to leave you with a small selection from there, and I'd like to say, London Weekend is to the next 30 years. I'll be nearly 50 by then.
How full of plumptiousness to be here tonight. An audience with LWT. LWT, a long wait for a titter.
Look at Georgie Best. George, I mean, as a young man, you had the greatest talent of all of us. Are you still seeing any of them?
Mick Jagger has big lips. Am I telling the truth? Can we talk here? Mick Jagger has got lips. I saw him suck an egg out of a chicken. I got
I heard from an authoress who was at one of her signing sessions, and she said this lady said Emma Chiswick, so she put down best wishes to Emma Chiswick, and then this woman said, "What's you written in here?" And said, "Your name, Emma Chiswick." She said, "I said down that Chiswick."
Is there anybody here you wish wasn't here? By a curious coincidence.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, my impression of a mad dog.
I see Melvin here, who's come from Cumbria. It's a little island off the coast. Melvin has written 12 books. Has anyone here read any of them?
I've had quite an exciting journey to get you. I flew here on the famous Manchester shuttle. It's rather an old aeroplane. I had to go next to the rear gunner.
What do you say to people who accuse you of bad taste?
I say up yours!
I was in Los Angeles, and this is the truth. There was a sign, and it said, "To the Braille School." And I thought, who's it for? And I thought, why don't they do all road signs in Braille? People stop and go like that. Oh, yeah.
As part of our celebrations, the professionals will be back in action next Sunday afternoon on LWT at 2:30.
All right, Room?
Of course, Mr. Hudson.